All right. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our little information Zoom all about the President's Volunteer Service Award. I'm Erin Birch. I'm the Executive Director for United Way of Eastern New Mexico, right here in Clovis and Portales and Tucumcari, New Mexico is who we serve. And we are very excited. This is our first year to be a certifying organization for the President's Volunteer Service Award. So this is a very special award that is put out by the federal government under the AmeriCorps program, which the AmeriCorps program covers a lot of volunteer programs like the Peace Corps, Vista Corps, AmeriCorps, and things like that. So they created, I should know the year, but I don't. They created the President Volunteer Service Award a number of years ago as a way to shine the light on the wonderful things that volunteers do in our community, to inspire more people to get out there and volunteer, and just in general to raise up volunteerism across our country. Okay, so that is that. So what you're looking at right now is our United Way of Eastern New Mexico website. And you can see that up at the top of the page are the words President's Volunteer Service Award. And so when you click on that, you come to this page. And we've tried to distill all the important information about this award right here on this web page so that it's all in one place and easy to understand, as well as our application is here, etc. So the first thing I want to say is that this is our first year to offer this award. We are accepting applications for these awards at their different levels from now until March 5th. So that's just next Friday. And then we will certify all the hours turned in by the award applicants. And once we've done that, then we'll order up awards, and we will be honoring and recognizing all of our award winners in the National Volunteer Week, April 18th through 24th. We're going to have a lot of great events celebrating volunteerism, boosting volunteerism, and the culmination will be when we hand out these awards to folks. So, as I said, our application period is open right now. So what is going on is we're asking folks to apply if they have met the hours requirements for their age group in the last 12 months. And it doesn't have to be like these last 12 months, right? So the application is due March 5th. If somebody would like to turn in a application from the period of January of 2020 to December of 2020, that could be a considered 12-month period, right? But we would.
Sorry, Erin, it has to be a 12-month consecutive period.
Yes, but we're not going to be too picky about which 12 months that is, so long as it's recently, right? So like if somebody did October 2019 to October 2020, we could take that. It's got to be 12 months consecutive though. Okay, and then now I'm going to go over some award criteria, and I just want to remind everyone that we didn't make up these rules. This award is, again, a special award by the AmeriCorps Corporation for the United States government, and these are the criteria that for folks to be eligible. So really quickly, again, the volunteer hours must be performed in a 12-month period, or in the case of the Lifetime Service Award, of the course of a lifetime. Recipients must be United States citizens or legal permanent residents of the United States, and we will, as part of this process, have to certify that. Awards are issued for volunteer service only, and so they can't be paid volunteering. They can't be court-ordered volunteering. and they can't be swapped out for charitable support. So you couldn't make a donation of a couple $100 to make up the difference in hours or something like that. It's got to be truly volunteer hours at organizations that are benefiting from your service in our community. The awards are approved by the certifying organizations, that's us, and the service must be with an organization that is legally established in the United States or the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico or one of the United States territories. Okay, so so this would probably leave out, let's say we had a military member who did some volunteering in Italy, right? If the organization wasn't established in the United States, but was an Italian organization, for example, those hours couldn't be eligible. And again, these are not our rules. We're just gonna follow the rules that we're given, okay? So getting on down to the awards themselves, what's amazing and great about these recognition awards is that they're really across the spectrum for all ages. So they have their requirements broken down by age group: kids 5 to 10, teens 11 to 15, youth 16 to 25, and adults 26 and over. And on our website here, you can see that kids 5 to 10 years old, if they performed between 26 and 49 hours in a 12-month period, would be eligible for a bronze award. Okay. And, you know, teens, young adults, and adults over 26 years old would perform between 100 and 249 hours to be eligible for that bronze award. So this is the starting level of the President's Volunteer Service Awards, right? And you even see that groups are eligible to receive awards. And here's, you know, so a family or a group that performed over 200 hours would be eligible for a bronze award. There's some rules with groups related to every member of the group who would be in the award category has to perform at least 25 hours. So you couldn't have like one super volunteer who did all the hours and just a handful of people who jumped on their coattails, right? All the members of the group who want to receive an award must at least perform 25 hours. Okay. And then for the silver award, you know, the hours go up. For kiddos, it'd be 50 hours or more in a 12-month period. And at the other end of the spectrum, adults, 250 hours or more. And gold award, 75 hours for kids 5 to 10 years old in 12 months, and adults over 500 hours in 12 months. So that kind of gives you the lay of that, how that kind of works. So number one, does anybody have any questions about any of that? So before we kind of scroll down some more, I talked to someone the other day, and anyway, I just want to say that we plan to do this every year. And so if this inspires someone and but at this point they don't have the hours tracked or that they want or that qualify, this is a great time to start and be ready for next year. So I just want everybody to keep that in mind. Another question I've gotten a number of times is, can we nominate someone else? You know, if we see a great volunteer, we want to say they are deserving of this award. And the truth is that yes, you sure can. But since we have to certify all the hours, like we have to know the dates and times basically of the volunteering and the organizations they volunteered with, and we have to reach out to those organizations and get some sort of approval that that actually happened. Chances are we're going to have to work with that nominee to get those details, unless you just happen to have all those fabulous details about your volunteer that you're thinking, right? And so this is not necessarily maybe the easiest or best award to bestow upon someone, right? This is a great award to work at as a personal goal. It's a great award to achieve some recognition and achieve something that looks great on a resume, looks great on your college application, looks great, you know, in different award packages for, there's, you know, numerous clubs and organizations out there that people can be part of that this would look good in the package they put together for those things. So the other purpose of this award really is to just shine the light on the power of volunteering, right? It's going to help us tell the story of folks who have really made significant contributions and what it did for the community. And we hope it's going to inspire some people, like I said, to maybe set their own personal goal and say, like, I think I could get that silver award, or I want to shoot for that gold award, you know? So, okay. So as I mentioned, we have to certify all these hours. So when you go to our website and you fill out the application, you're going to fill out the application and you're going to talk to us about the volunteers hours, what you're going to define the 12-month period, right, by telling us the start date of your volunteer hours. And then you're going to say how many hours you believe you volunteered in that 12-month period. And we ask you if those hours are logged into volunteerenm.org. So that's a website that we use in our community to connect volunteers with great opportunities to do good work with agencies. And our website has easy ways for people to track their volunteer hours. You do not have to have logged all these hours already into volunteerenm.org. We are going to log these hours there, though. So what has to happen is any hours that aren't on volunteerenm.org, we'll need you to upload a file, you know, a spreadsheet or a document with the dates and times, organizations and descriptions of those volunteer hours. And once we have that, then we will go about getting them put into volunteerenm.org and getting those organizations that received your wonderful volunteering to approve and certify and verify that yes, indeed, those hours were worked with them during that time period. And I'm gonna, in just a second, let Casey talk to us about the volunteer website. We also have a few other questions just about what volunteering means to each applicant. And that's the application. It's not too too entailed there. Any questions?
Pretty short and to the point.
Mm-hmm.
But get a little bit of information, personal information, just on why you volunteer and how important that is.
Absolutely. All right, and now I'm going to show so this is volunteerenm.org, and I'm going to let Casey talk about volunteerenm.org and for just a minute.
So, hi everybody, thank you for joining us. I'm super excited to be a part of this new venture for us at United Way and the Volunteer Action Center. It's going to be a learning curve, but we're planning on having a lot of fun events and just celebrate all of our amazing and awesome volunteers that are in the community. And we want this to be a celebration. We don't want this to be, we like that you volunteer and some people are uncomfortable with being recognized, but we want to recognize you. And so this is kind of a fun way to do it. So the Volunteer Action Center is our go-to hub for volunteer needs in our communities. It's a great website. It's pretty simple to use, and we ask and encourage folks in the communities to log on to the website, sign up, build a profile, and which is what Erin is showing right now. And through this, you're able to click on things that interest you, causes that interest you, agencies that you're fans of, and what kind of skills you can bring to things and your interests and stuff like that. We have currently 76 agencies on our site, which is super exciting. We've built that up. Even through COVID, we were actually adding a few new agencies and a ton of volunteers, which was super exciting. So this is just some of our agencies that are on the site. It goes everywhere from Special Olympics, who utilize the site about once a year, to Food Bank, who utilizes the site every week, Office of Emergency Management, Red Cross. We've finally got the Airmen and Family Readiness Center able to be on the site, so that's exciting that we're working with them as well. So these are just a few of our agencies, but our pages keeps growing for the agencies, so I'm excited about that. So on our site, you can go, as Erin clicked on the needs, and you can see what volunteer needs are available in the community. Right now, Food Bank is our biggest agency that is posting needs. Maribel is always putting stuff up. They need folks to help build the food boxes. They need folks to help distribute the food boxes. We have got information up. We've actually added quite a few needs lately. So the ENM women, they're looking for donations for their virtual auction, and looking for folks to lead and as board members. Habitat's looking for a restore person, somebody to run the restore. We've got Arise Sexual Assault Services. They're in need of donations of clothing and new toys for their organization. Got Animal Rescue Organization, always needing volunteers. So the needs section is just where you can, if something triggers your interest, you can click on it. It'll give you information about what the agency needs, where the agency is located, what time they need you to volunteer, and what qualifications you need, or how to follow the COVID guidelines at their facility and things like that. So if you're wanting to volunteer, you just find what day and time, you click to respond individually, or you can respond as a team. And once you click on those, you can put your information in, and then that information goes to the agency and they get the agency. So for example, Maribel, she would get, if I were to volunteer for March 31st on the 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. shift, I would click that, hit submit the need response, and she would get an email saying that, hey, Casey's going to be there. It's a little more official than hey, but she would get that information and know that I would be there to help volunteer during that time. It's so simple and so easy to be able to just click on and do that. The flip side of our site is we can also post information for events, that we can just get information out about events, such as like tonight we were hosting this, so we put up that we were hosting the volunteer information session. The Lovers for Learning ENMU women, they're having an auction on March 27th, so they posted the information for that event. We've got the tax aid information, so you can just, this is just stuff you can click on, just find out the information. You don't have to respond, you don't have to send an email or do anything like that.
So what's great, about this, again, we're serving over 70 volunteer organizations in our community, so they can promote the event that they're holding at the same time that on a different page they're asking for volunteers to help with that event.
Right.
So it's getting both sides of that coin, so it's great.
And it's a one-stop shop for the agencies. They can go on and they can build a need, and then they can turn around and build the event right quick, and they're in one website. They don't have to get out of one website, go to another website, and input all the information. And you can upload flyers and things like that as well. So
What's
That's fun.
also great is like when people do respond to needs, they'll receive reminders from the website so that the organization doesn't have to be constantly like, oh, I've got to remind everybody to show up tomorrow. Oh, I've got to, so this takes some of that um, work off of the agencies and makes it easier and more likely to keep volunteers coming back and working at the things they signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
So the primary thing that this is all about as well is the hours. So in the world of this website, every time you respond to a volunteer need, right, that organization looks like I need to get out there and volunteer some more.
Don't go look at mine.
I know that organization. So if we had responded to the food bank's volunteer needs, and then we showed up on those dates that we said we were coming, and we volunteered, the food bank can automatically issue us the volunteer hours that are approved and certified. I'm going to move my screen here. So you can see that the status has a great big check mark here. We have the capacity as volunteers to enter in hours for other projects that haven't been logged in yet. And so you could, click on something and put in the date that you volunteer, click on the need that you signed up for, that you responded to, type in the date where you worked on that need and the hours. And then what happens then is when you submit these hours, right? You see down here, it says submit hour entry. When you submit those hours, an email goes to the organization you were helping out and gives them the chance to verify those hours by saying approved, and then it turns into a check mark. So what we're doing with our nominees and applicants for the President's Volunteer Service Award is we will be working with those lists of hours that they put in to get their hours entered into our system, connected to the organization if at all possible, and approved by that organization either through that organization's agency membership on our website, or if we can get some in touch with that organization and get them to approve it in another way. So, and then we'll have a very great one-stop shop for getting the total for that 12-month period in the volunteer website.
The cool part, this is my favorite part, is the dashboard on your profile, because you get to see all of your stuff. It shows you, it breaks it down for you on how many hours, the hours by interest, what the impact value of your volunteering was. Shows the response, how many needs you responded to, events you've RSVP'd to, and things like that. So this has always been my favorite part of the website. And
absolutely.
And you can input information where it shows everything, and then you're able to print that off. It's a really neat tool for the Air Force folks, because they can get that information and turn it into the folks, their first shirts and sergeants and things like that.
So for example, from your profile, as Casey was talking about, you can put in a date spread and create a volunteer resume. And this will take all of the volunteer hours from the website. Oh, I keep having to move my little pictures of y'all. That's not right. Where did it go?
Hit go. I don't think you clicked.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't click go. So I hit go, and now do I do my resume?
No, it should have popped up.
Oh, there it comes.
There it is.
You were correct. It needed me to hit go, and it needed me to stop messing around. So then it creates a beautiful little resume there.
Complete with the pretty graphs and.
Yep, and then a list. So anyway, that is our tour. Oh, looks like I did print another one. All right. So
the website's really easy to use, and we're available if you have questions or you just want to go through. Just call, and we'll walk you through everything. And it's good practice for me.
And the big news that I want to, the big thing I want to say is that we don't expect the folks who are applying to figure this all out on their own. That's why if there's hours already on the website, great. If they have not logged any of their hours on to that website yet, if they'll just upload the list, then we will work with them to get it all straightened out. So we are here to help every step of the way. We're just really excited and looking forward to recognize great volunteers from across our community. And again, here to help you do that. So we are still recording, but does anybody have any questions?
No. I have one for you, Erin.
Yes.
This is Yolanda Romero. I'm pretty much at that spot where you said have nothing in there at all. But I do a lot of volunteering on base for the chapel, as well as singing the national anthem. And I also, when Monarch Formals was in full swing, I was helping with that. But of course, right now, nothing. So I may need some assistance getting all of my stuff in there.
So absolutely, what you want to do first, Yolanda, is figure out what 12-month period you think you qualified. And you've jumped on late, so let me just pop up over here to our levels for the award.
Okay.
Okay, so sorry. Hope I'm not making anybody Zoom sick. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, so the awards levels for adults, the bronze level is 100 hours in a 12-month period. And what we want you to know is we're not telling you which 12 months that is. We're not going to go back and do, the 12 months from 2016. But so long as these hours were, say, in 2019 and into 2020, we can accept them, that 12-month period. And what you need to do is create, probably a spreadsheet is the easiest, right? But you'll need to create a spreadsheet with the dates and times and organizations that you volunteered with. And then if you'll just upload that file to us, then we'll help you, we'll work on getting it into the system.
Okay, cool. I can definitely do that.
Yeah, so narrow down your 12 months, itemize your volunteering. Some, for sure, I just want to say this, like for example, we have volunteers in our office that work with us day in and day out, pretty much, 3-4 days a week. So sometimes that line item is going to be by the week, right? And that doesn't hurt our feelings at all. So don't feel like you have to give us a timesheet of in, out, in, out, in, out. If they, like if you volunteered 4 days a week someplace and you want to record 10 hours that week or 16 hours that week, we can probably accept it like that. We can't do it for, you can't just say in that quarter, I did 100 hours.
Right,
but,
exactly.
But does that make sense?
Yes, I will get that to you. And When's the deadline to have it work on?
March 5th.
March 5th? Okay,
Yep.
cool. I
So
can have it
next Friday, yes.
Yeah,
And
I'll get-
Yolanda, you're out at the base, so please spread the word. We
Oh, yeah,
look
definitely.
forward. We look forward to having more folks from the base.
Great. No worries. I'll get it out.
Awesome. Thank you, Mary Bell, for joining us. Got your message that you got to hop off. We appreciate you being here.
All right, awesome. Well, so
I'm excited. We have gotten an application in from one of our youth. So I'm excited to see that. That came in this morning. And we've got a group that's working to get theirs in. So
we have a group of Eastern students, right?
right, yeah, the social work students. And we've gotten several applications. So
well, and this is a
excited about
favorite
that.
award for like FAA groups or National Honor Society groups, whether the individual wants to put in for award or whether they want to put in as a group, because most of those organizations have service requirements, right? So I hope that everybody who is watching might think of someone else in their world who would like to know about this and share this information with them, and just help us make sure that the folks who are eligible out there, because it's a much, as Yolanda mentioned, right, with COVID last year, the people who were able to really put in volunteer hours places, that's a much smaller group of people. That's so we really want to be able to honor those who overcame overcame it all in order to give back, because just speaking from our communities, you know, volunteers made the difference on whether organizations could keep serving people in need or not. So we really want to be able to honor that.
It's been pretty amazing to see the outpouring of volunteers that stepped up despite everything in the last year.
Mhm.
Just, hey, this is what we got to do, and jump in, and they keep going back and helping out with the same thing. And then we get calls, where can we help out more? What can we do? So it's still there,
Yes.
slowly coming back.
All right.
Exactly.
Any more questions? I'm going to stop recording and then we'll hang on for a little bit longer. If anybody would like to say something off the record. But thanks again for everybody who listened to this, and please share with folks who might be